This is Anthony Garrett. I'm here in Macomb County, and I am with foster parent mentors. These are some of the most innovative mentors in the country, in the world. We're here today learning about how to have various connections, how to make a difference in people's lives. And the thing about it is, and the thing about this group, is that they are a group of individuals who are thoroughly engaged, who have begun to understand how to make a significant impact in the lives of others. There are people who are on the front line every day, serving our children, serving families, serving individuals who are and who have been given the gift to be able to make a difference in the lives of others. But what makes this group different is that these people are individuals who want to go to the next level. They are ones who understand what it takes to be not just average, but to be great. They understand what it takes to be engaged, what it means to be an influence, to be a difference maker, to be influential in the lives of children. But more importantly, these are individuals who have learned how to, quote unquote, flap their butterfly wings and make the world a better place. We have had some tremendous breakthroughs today. We've had individuals who've had different ways of thinking, who've had expanded consciousness, but more importantly, these are individuals who have really been able to look at their life and understand their significant purpose and value and what it is that they do and how they can make a difference in the rest of the world. So, this is not scripted. This is all impromptu. None of these people have been paid by me to say anything that they may be about to say, but I'm going to ask this group right now, is this one of the best trainings that you've ever experienced as it relates to child welfare?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All at once, right?
Yes.
How many of you would agree that if you had had training like this before, that you could have learned better things and had a quicker learning curve? By show of hands.
Yes.
Fantastic. How many of you guys feel better about what it is you do as a result of what we've done this far? We're not even done with the day yet, but yet we have moved to a place where we begin to understand, begin to realize that we are something unique and something special. How many people would agree that you have grown as individuals today? How many of you would recommend this training to other foster parent mentors across the country and throughout the world? Okay, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Okay. Now, I'm just going to ask a couple questions. I'm going to start here with Melissa. And Melissa, you have been working, you've seen me train before. What have you got out of today?
Today it was all about the helping others, to educate our hope, to give hope, helping others excel at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel individually right now as a result of this? How are you feeling inside?
I feel refreshed. I came in a bit beat down, had a rough little bit with my foster child, and I feel like I'm ready to go back and ready to use all the tools that you've given me to help her out and
Fantastic.
help myself as well.
That's wonderful. We're going to jump over here to Lynn. Lynn, we met this morning when I first came in. And Lynn, state your name for us.
My name is Lynn Stokes. I'm a foster mom.
Okay. And Lynn, tell us a little bit about the breakthrough you've had today. You're sitting here next to your mentor who 4 years ago when you first got into this ordeal here, into this profession, into this business, she was your mentor. She was your rock. She was the person that you leaned upon to learn and navigate through the system. How important was that for you?
Extremely important. Very extremely important. Marcia was, helped the building blocks of the foundation for me, as well as being the solid rock that I needed in a very, very first placement with my two twin girls. And it was a medical condition, and so whenever I needed anything, Marcia always answered the phone.
Fantastic.
And that was really at that time, sometimes it was just to bounce things off, but sometimes it was just to cry on her shoulder.
Wow. And as a result of this training today, you are now going to start telling your story.
Yes. You've definitely turned things around for me and put a different, enlightened me in a different way of a very bad situation, and being able to turn it into something more positive and helpful for other families.
Fantastic. Look at these faces. These are faces of people who are doing phenomenal things around the world. As we begin to embark here, we've had some people who had some phenomenal breakthroughs. This is Kathy. And Kathy, I know that you're not one for fanfare, but I just want to once again congratulate you and thank you for what it is you've done. How are you feeling right now as a result to knowing the impact you made in the lives of other people? And how's this training what have you picked up, some tips and strategies you picked up today?
I've learned to listen more, give short advices, help them out through their problems. Thankful that they're doing the same thing that I do. I've been in it longer than they have.
Sure.
So I can give them a little bit more tips.
Sure. You feel happy now that you've been through the
I
training?
feel happy.
Fantastic. You're smiling. You're glowing right now. You're glowing. So thank you for your service. Marcia, what have you picked up today from this experience of interacting with all of these wonderful people here?
That we do make a difference,
Sure.
and that we can make a difference in prospective foster parents' lives by telling our stories and listening to them and getting them through the process.
Okay. Is there one tip that you're going to take away today that you're going to use to improve your life as it relates to being a mentor for foster parents?
Just kind of what I said, that we're making a difference, and now we know how much of a difference that we are making, and we can continue on that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Two ladies over here have the most comfortable seats in the house. Absolutely comfortable, engaged, energy on a completely different level. Would any of you ladies like to say anything about this training today and how this has made a difference in your life?
I think it's a good training to renew your purpose. I think we always know our purpose is to help children. But I think it's a good training to just get that energy back and renew that purpose. Sometimes we need to be reminded of that over and over and over again.
Sure.
When there's a bad day, when there's a situation, when there's a child we don't think we can get through to, we need to be reminded of that renewed purpose. Why are we actually here? And it just helps energize us to renew the purpose.
Fantastic.
I've been doing this probably longer than anyone else in the room. I've been a social worker for 38 years, and I've always been involved in child welfare. And the most important thing you said to me today, because I get lost in the muck and the mire of this sometimes, is that one person can make a difference. So it helps me remember that when I get up every morning and go to work, I'm going to make a difference in one child's life, and that's terrific.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'll tell you, we have Joyce and Jack here. They have been dropping golden nuggets all day long. Jack is taking credit for some of the stuff Joyce has done, but that's okay. Because we... I'm just joking, Jack. But on a serious note, these are two individuals who've been engaged in a lot of professional training. Jack does pride training. Joyce is, I believe, are you a trainer as well in some regard?
I do not train Pride, no.
Okay, but Jack, you are the pride trainer. So from your just from your perspective, how have you grown today through this training, and also the input that you've given as well? What do you think? Anything you want to you can give us?
Anything, pretty much everything what everybody else is saying. That we do have our bad days. But when we come into these pride trainings or these classes like this, if we can make a difference in one person, just for a smile, or saying that, these kids, all they want to do is just be loved.
Sure.
We can make a difference in their lives.
Absolutely. And Joyce, we also talked about hope today, and you took the word hope and you created something that we're going to have to patent because it was just totally incredible. Can you kind of share with us what hope meant to you?
Helping other parents educate.
Helping other parents educate. And, that was just so profound because when we began to look at that, and I want to thank you for that because we're going to use that because helping other parents educate themselves on what their purpose is, educate themselves on why they're here, educate themselves on their importance. I want to thank you for sharing that with us today because it was just so profound. As we move around the room, we have another great couple here. This is Sherry and Kahari. Kahari shared a story with me about, his biological kids and his foster children, but the most important thing he talked about was he doesn't treat any kids differently. He treats all kids the same. He had a kid who was in special ed, I believe, and now Kahari, he is not in special ed because of what him and his great wife Sherry have done. And so can you guys just kind of give just any thoughts you have about how this training has impacted your life? Or just your thought process?
Well, it's definitely set an avenue of of a new direction, letting you learn that there are more people going through the struggle that you were going through.
Okay.
It provides you with a way of expressing yourself and looking at the ideas that are out there to see how we can reach out and touch the kids and help them. And then everything we do does impact them from the time they enter into your life. So
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
definite good experience.
Good. I just want to thank you for your service. Sherry, did you want to add anything?
Well, I wrote down some things I wrote down several things, but one of the things I am going to take away is empowering others to exist with passion and purpose. And I think a lot of times we are very tired and we lose the passion or the purpose of why we're here. So just always remember that. And I'm going to definitely write this some type of way and put it in a frame and put it on my desk, because that's definitely what I want to do.
Well, thank you so much. I want to thank you
I
and
don't
your...
want to lose the fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. It's not just about losing the fire, but you and your husband continue keeping that fire stoked, because through the service you're giving to your kids as they grow up and they become better, they'll take the legacy that the two of you have instilled in them, and they'll continue to pay it forward. So I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Okay. This is Diane. Diane, you're awesome. You're wonderful. Your energy is contagious. You've shared a lot today, and you've had a lot of just openings in your mind and your spirit. So talk to us just briefly about some things that you've learned today and some things you're going to take away from this training.
I think one of the most important things that we realized here, and that we kind of knew but we didn't really talk on that much, is just how important it was to make connections with each other. We have to keep refreshing and re-energizing ourselves and our life and our training and our knowledge and supporting. And when we get to these meetings, you know, we talk about everything. We talk about our kids' potty training. We talk about our teenagers in school. And that really makes a difference, because these kids are different. They're not going through the same things that every kid goes through. So having each other as resources are just really important, whether it's a phone call or a training session. We were just talking earlier about how we used to meet in when our kids did parent visits. We'd meet in the foster parent library, and we developed, you know, relationships that may be lifelong relationships because of sitting in a room for an hour every couple days a week while our kids were meeting with their birth families. And I think that's important, the way that we make connections and network with each other and share resources.
That's great. What's one thing you're going to take away from this training today that's going to help you do what it is you do better?
I think just rekindling the fire. I think the passion and the purpose is just the biggest thing. It's easy to get bogged down and cynical and red tape and caseworkers changing and things happening in situations that you have no control over. And sometimes it's hard to just keep your chin up and keep going. And I think it's important that you can re-energize that fire and be loving and positive and passionate and have the goal of service and help and caring and loving children. And if that's your goal, then just remember it and keep it in the foremost front of your mind all the time, then you'll be fine.
Fantastic. In the back, we have Cassandra, and we have her wonderful, wonderful, wonderful colleague as well. Your first name again?
Erica.
Erica. Anything you guys want to say? Now, this is the leadership behind the group, and just want to know, do you have anything to share? Because Cassandra was really responsible for putting this on, called me. We had a very long, in-depth conversation about purpose and how great these individuals were, and she wanted to take them to the next level. So, Cassandra, would you like to say anything or have any insights?
The one thing that you said that reminded me in terms of working with them, when you talked about them being Navy SEALs, and when things become difficult, and helping me to remind myself to also remind them that they're the best of the best that we have, and when we have those challenging situations, that we're going to be looking to them to send in our Navy SEALs to help those foster parents that may be struggling with some things, and allow them to mentor and coach them through those moments. Sometimes when staff or child welfare staff is not available, or when they just don't feel as comfortable with us to do those type of things, and they're looking for more of that peer relationship for someone else who's a foster parent. So I really like that idea. And more personally, when you talked about that didn't happen, that was my area of struggle, because I'm always feeling the need to respond and act on those situations when somebody's doing something that I know isn't correct or they shouldn't be doing it, but having to just relax sometime a little bit and say, you know what, I didn't see that didn't happen, and life will go on, and it'll be
Right.
okay.
We will survive.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you for your leadership and service. Have anything you'd like to say or add? What have you gained from this training? What are you going to walk away
I'll
with?
have to go with the events plus response equals outcome, because I feel like that even in my own personal life, I have a young child who's almost 2 years old, and I always want to correct her for everything. So maybe just when there's an event like that, I don't necessarily have to give a response about every single thing, just relaxing a little bit more with things.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Now we have Marge. Marge has been giving out golden nuggets as well. She's sitting next to Dorothy. And so both you guys are on the camera. Anything that any of you would like to share about what you've learned today and what you're going to take out of this training to better serve the foster parents that you're mentoring and also empowering children?
Well, I learned that it's not the big monumental things that create change. It's, as you said, the tiny little moments that add up in a child's life. So no matter how much you think you did, down the road, it's going to really have a big impact.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And Dorothy?
I've been around a little while, and it validated a lot of things for me that I do, and I learned a lot.
Fantastic.
And I learned that it's okay to say, I didn't see that.
Right. Right.
Especially when you got a house full of kids.
Sure. Sure. Any golden nugget that you're going to take away with you today?
I really think that Joyce is helping other parents educate.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Especially as a foster parent, not only are we mentors for other foster parents, but for biological parents as well. Taking them to pediatricians' appointments when they don't know how to do that. They've never had to do it. And how to maintain their child's shot records or immunizations,
Sure.
and stuff like that. Go to school appointments.
Absolutely. So it's all about self-empowerment. So folks, once again, Mark Anthony Garrett, Macomb County, Michigan. These are the best of the best. These are the Navy SEALs of child welfare. Look at their faces, understand their stories, look at their growth, and understand that this is how it's done, and this is how it's done right. These people are experts. They're the best of the best, and we're going to be tracking them and following them, and hopefully this has inspired you to be better and understand that you too can have a life of significance as it relates to mentorship and helping children excel and also helping the child welfare system become the best that it could possibly be. Mark Anthony signing out. All right, folks, we have just been through the Mentorship 101 training program. Did you guys enjoy the training today? Now, with that, would you guys recommend this training to other foster parent mentors or anybody who's looking to become a better mentor? Fantastic. And just give one more cheer just for the good luck. All right, thank you.